All right, guys, here we have a nice, beautiful tiki hut going up. I'm gonna turn the camera around so you can see. Hopefully you can see that. So the reason I'm making this video is because next to floating docks, the number one call I get about, or for code complaints and for code cases, after the fact permitting, etc. The number one thing next to floating docks, which is by far number one, which we can talk about at another time, but it's tiki huts, cheeky huts. So what happens is it's a very common misconception, and it's to no fault of people, really, honestly, because they get told lies. So the Seminole Indians have certain exemptions around building tiki huts, cheeky huts, etc. You know, people put in their backyards, pools, roofs, whatever. There's another one right there. Anyway, so obviously that's a very big, nice, beautiful, fully permitted, engineered tiki hut. But the number one thing I get besides floating docks for code complaints is around tiki huts, because the Seminole Indians, like I was starting to say, have certain exemptions around tiki huts. I don't want to say they lie to people, but they definitely lie to people and say that you don't need permits for a tiki hut. They can put it up. It's no big deal, blah, blah, blah. You need a permit for every tiki hut in the Florida Keys. Maybe that's okay somewhere else that I'm not aware of. I'm sure it probably is. I'm sure it's not all a lie, but in Monroe County specifically, you need a permit for every single tiki hut. Most recently, I just did a after-the-fact permit, or tried to get an after-the-fact permit for these people, but I couldn't even take the job because when I walked out to the job site, I found that the tiki hut was literally 5 feet into the side setback of their neighbor's property. So they had paid $10,000, $13,000 to get this tiki hut installed, and an after-the-fact permit was not obtainable because they couldn't get a variance for the side setback encroachment because the neighbor wouldn't allow it, and they had to rip down the entire tiki hut they paid $10,000 for. The people disappeared, and then they had to get permits, engineering, and get a brand new permit for a tiki hut and pay another $10,000 to get another tiki hut installed. So don't let anyone fool you. You do indeed need permits for tiki huts, and that's my tip of the day.